Have you ever felt just stuck and uninspired, lacking all enthusiasm for anything? Yeah, I think we all have, and I'll be the first one to tell you that I'm certainly not inspired all the time, though I play a person who's inspired all the time on TV. We all have those days, we certainly have those moments, and you're not always plugged in. I'm certainly not always plugged in. Sometimes I'm in tune, and sometimes I'm totally out of tune. Sometimes I feel like I'm in alignment with everything that I'm supposed to be doing in this reality, and sometimes I just feel totally out of whack. And the question's not whether or not these days are going to happen. The question is, what do you do when they happen? How do we react to them? How do we unstuck, or how do we react when we're feeling uninspired and low? So in this video, I want to share with you 5 ideas that I know work for me. Intuitively, I have a good feeling that some of these, if not all of them, are going to work for you and help us get through these times to get back into the right headspace, back into the right mindset to live the most beautiful and productive life that we can. So number 1 is spend time with people you love, right? For me, what that translates to is I'll either get on the phone or I'll meet up with someone in person, or even just sending out an email to somebody who I miss, somebody I love, I like spending time with, whether it's a close friend, whether it's my wife, whether it's calling my parents, calling my best friends who live in different countries, finding a way to reach out and spend time with people who you enjoy being with. That itself elicits that positive response within, right? When we get out of ourselves and we can spend time with people that we love. So almost immediately, the feeling of low can go away. Sometimes we bring that lowliness or lowness with us into that relationship, but if they're in a good space, so very often that can pick you up as well. The second one is do what you love. So much of the time we get so caught up in, I'm busy, I've got to get things done, I have to be productive. But the question I'm going to ask you is, who told you that the purpose of life is to be productive? So I don't think that's the purpose of life, at least not externally, right? So there's a whole nother video on what I believe purpose of life is, but it's not about how much you get done in your work week, how many emails you can respond to, and how many things you get done. If you're doing those things, but you're falling apart on the inside, we're missing something great. So number 2 is go and do something that you love. For me, what that looks like is I want to go listen to music. I'm going to go and listen to a podcast that I really enjoy listening to. I love to learn, so I'm going to put myself in front of a book and I'm going to start reading and studying. I'm going to connect to the things that I love. I like to meditate. I like to pray. I want to go for a walk. Sometimes I'll just go for a drive in a nice scenic area. So you got to do what you love and love what you do. Number 3, be creative, right? I know for me personally what that means is I'm going to go write. If you like to journal, journal. I'm going to go work on a video, or I'm going to work on the next book that I'm working on. I'll go sit and try to develop a class. I'm going to script, I'll record, I'll edit either music I'm working on or the next video that I'm working on. You got to go, you've been given the gift of creativity. It's amazing that when you start using the gift of creativity, even when you're uninspired, that opens up the channel for inspiration to come back in. Number 4 is either read, or if you don't have one yet, write your mission statement. You know, there's something so powerful about going back to your purpose. A lot of the time we're feeling uninspired and stuck because we forget about what we're doing here and what we're really after in our life. So for me, what that means is I've got my mission statement and my faith statement, and I've got all these different contracts that I've written to myself between me and God, and I keep them with me in my briefcase. And so when I am feeling in a lull, I'll go back to that, or if I don't have it with me, I'll pull out my phone or I'll get in front of my computer and I'll just start writing, what do I know for sure? What do I believe? And I go back to my beliefs, because that's really what's underneath everything. So on the surface, right, when we're in that lull, when you're feeling that lack of inspiration, lack of enthusiasm, it's because we've distanced ourselves from what we believe about ourselves and what we believe about life, what we believe about our own value, and what we believe is happening in the world around us. So that's your relationship to God, your relationship to the universe, and your relationship to all that's happening in yourself. And number 5 is be kind to yourself and let it roll. What I mean is, sometimes you're not going to be able to pull yourself out of the rut. You're not going to get yourself inspired today. And what's creating more of the problem is that there's a part of you that thinks, I gotta get myself unstuck. I have to stop being uninspired. If I'm not enthusiastic or inspired about something right now, maybe there's something wrong with me. Be kind to yourself, love yourself. This too shall pass. This will pass, the lull will pass. You'll get back to your inspired self and you'll be producing in no time. So if you can be kind to yourself, be compassionate with the thoughts that you're having, the emotions that you're feeling, and whatever physical energy that's going on inside, you're gonna feel a lot better in due time. So just let it go and let it pass. So to just put these 5 back together really simply, we said, number 1, connect to people that you love. Hang out with people that you enjoy. Whether it's a phone call, an email, or getting in person, go spend time with the people you love. Number 2, do the things you love and love the things you're doing. You'll be inspired by the fact that you're feeling better in the moment by doing what you love to do. Number 3, go out there and get creative. It doesn't matter what you're doing with your creativity, but see if you can stretch yourself and expand. You'll be surprised what that opens up inside of you. Number 4, go back to your core beliefs. What are you doing here? What do you want out of life? Instead of thinking about what's going wrong, think about what you'd rather be going right? Think about the direction you want to go in and find what happens on the inside when you do that. And number 5, sometimes you just got to let it go. Don't try to be anywhere else. Be fully in your body while it's happening. And what's amazing is when you can just be present and be compassionate and loving with what's going on inside of you, it's amazing how much faster you get back to yourself. So wherever you are, I'm wishing you love and blessings. I hope that you get unstuck and find your inspiration very soon, that you connect to all the things that you love inside of you. And let me know in the comments below what worked for you, if it was one or more, if not all of the things that we spoke about. And if there's anything else that's missing from the list, what else can we add to the next video about how to get unstuck and stay inspired? Wishing you blessings.